This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to Hala Report. It's Ken and Woody, and Woody has no opinion, and I also have no opinion. Imagine that. We have no opinions. None whatsoever.
Nope.
So, speaking of no opinions, here's one we'll have no opinion on. Hard Knocks, New York Giants edition. Came out yesterday. I watched it today. I know you said earlier when we were talking pre-show you haven't watched it yet. It's good. Different because now the NFL has so the show picks up basically from the end of their last game, right? And it's supposed to take us through the draft, free agency, and probably into early first OTA or two. So, and then of course in the Bears, we'll pick up the next Hard Knocks for preseason. And then there'll be an NFC or AFC North team that'll pick up the in-season edition. So now they got 3 different Hard Knocks. I think this one's really cool, though, because you're seeing, the other Hard Knocks are about, how's Aaron Rodgers being a Jet? This year it's going to be, how are the Bears now with Caleb and Keenan Allen, the players, right? This one's all about the front office and, how they figure out their budget, the cap. So players, the thought process they go through on players, the thought process they go through on what other teams are going to do with, in the first episode, they were asking, do you really think someone's going to pay Saquon this kind of money? And discussions we would have on our show, actually, right? Do we think someone's going to pay David Montgomery $8 million a year? Remember we were having those discussions? Well, these guys are having the same discussions. They just get paid millions of dollars to have it. So I think this Hard Knock is going to be interesting, not because it's the Giants, but because you're going to get to see the process of a general manager and their team from the end of a season, starting a new season, through that whole process of free agency, rookies, camps, not camps, but rookies, draft, Senior Bowl, all that kind of stuff. So that's on HBO Max or Max, whatever they're calling it now. And I watched that today. It was actually pretty good. So, and I was able to test out for our Hard Knocks because we will have our Hard Knocks when the Bears are on. This would be cool if this would be the graphics they'd use, but they're not. When we have our Hard Knocks for the Bears in preseason, we got you guys covered. They'll be on the Mike the Bear Fan page. If you go to the Mike the Bear Fan, you'll see options to subscribe to the page. That is where you'll be able to catch it. It won't be there at all times. It'll be like a football game. We'll tell you, hey, it's going to be at Monday at 7 p.m. We're going to have a watch party, and we'll have a watch party. It'll go for as long as the show does. When the episode's over, the game does. But that's what we plan on doing. So I don't know, Woody. I mean, what did you think when you heard the NFL had this third Hard Knocks?
It's too much. I mean, I'm just worried about the Bears too. I said before about distraction. I just hope it's not a distraction. All the media, cameras, teams spying on plays. Who knows with these days? But I think one's enough. And then you got now 3. So, I mean, I don't know what they're starting to, NFL needs more money. Who knows?
Well, after this DirecTV lawsuit, they might.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard about that, but in the preliminary, they're losing this whole season ticket fight,
Yeah.
which means I'm gonna have some money coming back to me. You'll probably have some money come back to you.
Well, like I said, we watch it. You know, I did promote to a lot of people with the look inside the box. You know, good internet. All you need is a Fire Stick. You know, inbox me if you want to watch. You know, you have football, baseball, all the sports, all the UFC, HBO, 24/7 shows, even other countries, and it's legal. And now there's going to be a lot of people out of DirecTV not watching the NFL Sunday Ticket, of course.
Well, I mean, that's where I think YouTube was smart, though, because when YouTube took over the Sunday Ticket, they said, hey, because here was the problem with DirecTV, and this is why they're having this court case. Because in order to get the season ticket when DirecTV had it, DirecTV also had to be your TV provider. When YouTube got it, they said, you don't have to buy our service. You don't have to buy YouTube TV. You can use any service provider you want for your television.
Mm-hmm.
You're just selling the app, the ability to watch every game. So they sold it as a secondary app, so to speak. So the cool thing when YouTube got it is if, let's say, you had, you know, X cable company or Dish Network or whoever, it didn't matter. You could, if you used a different streaming service, like, I don't know, like what's one of the other ones, like Sling, is that one?
Yeah, Sling is terrible.
Or Hulu, or let's say you had Hulu. If you had one of those, you could still get the NFL season ticket through YouTube and not have to buy YouTube TV. So I think the way they've done it now, and now the way I understand it is YouTube has even subcontracted that out, so that, like, if you want, you might be able to purchase it through other apps like Paramount Network and stuff like that, or Amazon. So you'll be able to purchase it through other apps. Not, but they're still, YouTube is still getting the money. But so the way YouTube and the NFL are doing it now, I don't think they're in trouble. But the way DirecTV did it, that's why they're getting sued.
Yeah, I had this service for 6 years. I'll never get cable or satellite TV again.
But we'll also have every Bears game on Mike the Bear Fan, of course, on the subscription side. So there's that option too. Because some people, if you don't want to switch to a IPTV, I get it. I have a couple friends who just like, yeah, sounds great, but I'm gonna just keep my regular provider. It's whatever. But there are options. And we'll have options for Hard Knocks and for the games. I don't know how much of a distraction it really is going to be because there's so many cameras around camp anyways. I think the only thing that's extra really for Hard Knocks is when they do the player profile.
Yeah,
everything else.
You got to think though. Yeah, all those cameras around, people taking pictures, videos, and stuff.
Yeah,
but in the back of these players' minds, they're going to be, wow, we're on Hard Knocks, HBO.
So I mean, yeah, I can see
more people watching their the training camp than most people.
I mean, but do we really think that these guys are so focused on the cameras being on them? I don't know. Maybe they are. I wouldn't think they would be.
I mean, I would like to go back to see whoever was on Hard Knocks, how good they did that season.
I don't think the records are that good. Now, last year the Jets are an outlier because, of course, Rodgers goes down the fifth play of the season.
One player doesn't make a team.
But I mean, that was a huge. Well, you lose your quarterback. That's a huge.
Right.
If you go, from Aaron Rodgers to the MILF Hunter, that's a big degradation. That hurt their team. I mean, Jets weren't terrible, but they weren't the same team. And usually the teams on Hard Knocks are teams because the requirements were 2 years not in the playoffs, right? And
you went on 10 years.
Yeah, but then like if your head coach was new, you could be exempt. But you have to be pretty bad usually to be on Hard Knocks. I think the Bears are probably one of the better Hard Knocks teams, from the season before than they've had in a long time. So, but I don't think the record's pretty good for teams that are on Hard Knocks the following year.
Right.
I mean, but I don't know because those teams are usually pretty bad. That's why they're on Hard Knocks. They don't put playoff teams on Hard Knocks. Put it that way. So, and the also thing for us is, camp starts early because we got the Hall of Fame game.
Yeah.
So camp's gonna start about a week early for us. So I'm in favor of that. I'm actually happy we have the Hall of Fame game because it gives our rookies and us more time.
I understand, but I think differently. I think negative all the time.
No.
The more preseason games there are, the more chance of injuries, even though they're rookies and stuff like that. So I would love to go to 18 games, 2 preseason games. I would love it.
Yeah, but do you think the starters are going to play even now that we've got 4 this year? They're going to play a lot?
Well,
at all in the game?
Well, Caleb Williams is definitely going to be probably playing the Hall of Fame against Stroud.
Yeah, for like a series.
Yeah, well, that series could, I'm telling you, anything could happen, especially in this league.
But are we that risk averse? I would say that the injuries are worse as we've made training camps more light and we've taken away preseason games. I think every year, oh man, week 1 or 2 suck because they're not game ready by week 1 or 2 still.
Right.
Because the way we don't play them in preseason and camps. Would 18-2 really help? It might as well be 16-4, honestly. Those first 2 games are going to be terrible.
Yeah. And even, like you said, even week 1, I count as preseason as well. So, it's just like the playoffs too. Like at the end of the year, if your team gets a bye, rest the starters. You rest in the last week, then you get a week 1 bye. Are those quarterbacks or players really ready? They're cold. They've been out. I think Bill Belichick is probably the only coach that didn't sit their stars when they had a first round bye. They played all through.
That's what I'm saying. I'm actually looking up this question that Boo had. You remember back in the day? No, this is the first time. The Bears are the first team to be selected for Hard Knocks with a rookie quarterback selected number 1 overall since Cleveland Browns were featured in 2018 with Baker Mayfield. So there you go. I don't know. I think camp used to get the teams. I think the camp used to get teams ready more. I don't think, as far as Hard Knocks with a rookie quarterback and the media circus and everything, that's the thing with Caleb. It was going to be a media circus anyways, wasn't it? Does this really make it worse?
Chicago is a different story now. Playing for New York teams in the spot like that, the media is a lot worse. So it could be a little bit lax, but I'm still worried about. I'm still worried about the distraction.
But we're all assuming that there was going to be a media circus with Caleb coming in this year anyway.
Yeah.
So already with the number 1 overall pick, replacing Justin Fields, who the fans ended up liking.
Yep.
Does Hard Knocks make it any more of a circus than it was already going to be?
It's going to be more of a circus. Just
substantially more.
It doesn't matter how big or how small. It's definitely going to be more.
Okay. I could buy that. Because now they got to give Hard Knocks at least a couple hours a week to talk to Hard Knocks. I get that. It could even be a respite for some of the guys to get away from all the local media. Oh, sorry guys, I got to do Hard Knocks. I'm out.
Yep.
So it could have the opposite effect. Eberflus has experience, and there are a couple players who have experience with Hard Knocks on this roster, like 2 or 3. So that might help. But wouldn't that be interesting if the Bears flipped the script on that? Like, used Hard Knocks to get out of the spotlight with the local media.
I don't think it's happening, but yeah, I guess.
I don't know. Now, of course, with us having the extra week at camp, that gives Hard Knocks more time, which is kind of like what happened to the Jets last year. I don't know. I like it because I think we'll be more ready at week 1 with the extra camp time, the extra game. I hope the starters do get a little extra time because to me, the guy getting hurt in week 3 of the preseason or week 1 is the same. You still lose him for the whole season. I mean, I think we had less injuries when we had 4 preseason games and we saw more of the starters than we do now.
Well, I know, like I said, I'm worried about the distraction, but you got to think the players love it. The players, coaches, everybody's gonna love it. Ryan Poles will probably be down on that sideline all through that.
Yeah, yeah. He doesn't. I don't know. I don't see Poles as a spotlight ranger though.
He looks good on camera.
He does. That night, I love that. Did you watch the documentary, The Bears Shot? That was it, 1920 Football Avenue. About their draft process. It's about a half hour long. It's on YouTube. It goes through the Bears draft process for Dunze and Caleb, and it covers like in the war room on draft night, like when they were waiting to draft Rome, and they thought for sure the Giants were going to nab him, or at least Foles did. And one of the sisters, no, they're going with neighbors. They're going with neighbors. It's like, oh, my gut's telling me, I need to make a trade. And then, of course, we end up getting him without doing anything. And so when they get Rome, like, and we got him for free. I mean, they were like a bunch of little kids. I mean, it's a great doc. It's like 30, 35 minutes. The Bears put out, I think it's 1920 Football Avenue or something like that is the YouTube channel. Really good. And that's what we're seeing with this Hard Knocks New York. We're going to go through their draft process. So it looks like, like watching that Bears thing that they put out, which in a way was almost like their own version of Hard Knocks, right?
It's fucking people, man, I swear.
It was cool because like we like Poles knew he wanted Roma Dunze from jump. I wonder how if Neighbors was always going to be the guy for New York. We'll find that out in Hard Knocks.
Well, like I don't fucking Rob, the guy I work with, go Birds, go fuck yourself. Anyway,
Sheagles.
He's a Sheagles fan, and
yeah, Sheagles.
Now that just my fucking God. Anyway, I lost my train of thought because now I have that shit in my mind. I was thinking about this. It's just random question and stuff like that. Like, for example, the first round picks. Even if the teams are going to trade up, how the hell do these jerseys have their names on it? Like, do they have to know ahead of time who they're picking? Because
I think what the NFL does is like they print out the name and all the different color combinations for the back of the jersey, and then they just iron on. They literally iron on the sewn name onto the jersey of the team that, So they pre-do the names sewn, with all the different nameplates. And then they just put the proper name plate to the proper jersey and go.
Because I was gonna get a Chicago Bears number 1 with Jalen on the back, Jaden Daniels.
Oh, there you go. Minus Caleb. Yep, go ahead.
Most excited for who at least? Least excited for me, Dunze, at least Nate Davis, he could be the key. Minus Caleb, who are you guys most excited for? Oh,
I think he's meaning of the rookies.
If it's not the rookies, I am dire fucking need. I want to see what Stevenson can do this year. He is a hard hitter. He has to cool down on his extracurricular activity after the plays are over. But I'm really excited to see how he is. So, Boo, say if it's rookies or anybody on the team that you were talking about.
For me, rookie-wise, I mean, minus Caleb, it's a Dunze to see what they're going to do with them.
Yeah.
I'm excited. If it's just rookies, I'm excited to see. But the kid we got in the 5th round, I'm really interested in seeing what he can do because the guy has a a huge ceiling, and all the talking heads were talking like, "Hey, this guy's coming out early. If he stayed in college, anyone in general, okay. If this kid had stayed in a year longer, he could have been a 1st-round pick next year." So the kid we picked up in the 5th round, the edge rusher, I know I've said in the past, like, I don't think he's going to be much of a contributor this year, but if he can be, I'd be really excited to see what he's going to do. Go ahead.
Yeah. My two, like I said, Stevenson, I hope TJ Edwards has a good year again. Hopefully he doesn't have a sophomore slump with us. And on offense, I want to see if Keenan Allen can, have a good another year in the slot to see what he can do. So I'm really excited to see him too. But most likely on defense, I want to see what Stevenson can do because, like Ken, Sean Taylor, he can hit.
Yeah. No, I like that too.
I'm the only one you need, Brendan. You don't need to worry about.
You don't need the two Mikes who are gone. So Mike, the Bear fan's on a roof somewhere. It's his busy season, and the other Mike is also at work. They're both working, so they couldn't get out of work today.
Yeah, we're dedicated.
Yeah, we're dedicated.
The other two aren't. I know more than Mike and Mike, the Bear fan. Don't worry.
Don't
worry.
Get
all your answers here.
I mean, you just got the two guys that have no opinions.
Yeah,
that's all you need. That's it. No opinion guys.
Absolutely.
I'm actually, I'm really, in general, the center position. I want to see if we fixed. I'm excited to see, did we fix the center position? Because if we did, because on the run we were top 10 for run block, and I don't think that changes regardless of the center position. Because with the bad centers we were good, but if we go from 27th in pass protect to even 20th, that's a huge step. And
yes, I'm still not drawn on the center position.
And that's to his question. I mean, that's why I'm excited to see is, did we fix it? Because if we did, and we can keep Caleb upright and not scrambling in passing situations.
You mean Tyson?
Yeah, okay. or Tyson. Yeah. If we keep the quarterback, how about this? I'll make this more general for you. If we can keep our quarterback upright and not scrambling for the life and try not to get injured because the whole line leaks like a sieve, then I think this team takes a huge jump.
Well, I got a question for Boo. Hope you're still watching. Thanks for the questions and stuff like that. I'm going to ask your question to yourself, but I'm going to add Caleb in there. Are you excited? What overall player at rookies, anything,
to include Caleb
about to watch? I don't like Caleb Williams, so you can minus him off. That's your question, but I'm not excited to see him all. I want to know what the fans that are watching. I want to know what you're excited for and who on this team overall.
I mean, because hello, Yoli.
Yoli got to come on the show. Miss Yoli, let's go.
Still Yoli, our favorite Packer fan.
Well, she's a Bears at heart.
Yeah,
family-wise.
The whole family's Bears fan. And all her coworkers. Everyone she knows is a Bears fan.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but if for me, though, if we fix the center position. Now, the least excited to see.
Yeah, that's tough.
Doing well, Yoli. Doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. I know. Hey, you got the weekend off. It's 4th of July weekend.
That's a tough question. Though. Least.
I know.
It's. Oh boy. Least. I'm still not. We'll see how. I don't know. I'm still not drawn on the secondary edge position as well. I'm least favorite to see how that happens. And
unless the 5th rounder steps up and with that high ceiling.
And the other player I'm excited about is the punter.
Thank you,
Yoli.
Yeah,
I'm excited to see what he can do when we're
that's
down.
Right. It's Yoli. It's her birthday tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh,
yeah. So happy birthday, Yoli!
Happy birthday, Yoli! Happy 25th.
Starting early.
Happy 25th birthday.
I thought it was her 21st.
Oh, she can drink then. That's good.
Yeah, that's even. I thought maybe it was her 21st. Wait, she's a teacher, so she has to be at least 23.
Yeah, she's off. She has off in the summer, so she's drinking hardy.
She's drinking hardy, especially in Chicago. So
right,
but I mean, I'm excited to see the punter too. He just seems interesting.
Yeah, because we're last in punting last year. Last
pretty much.
Thank you, Gil. You fucking idiot.
Yeah, Gil is
when we're down and we want to do field position, we don't have to force the play because we know our punter's going to suck. So I'm interested to see what he can do to get us out of jams in field position.
Her brother's taking her to dinner for a drink, and they're watching in the car. So wait, they're in Chicago. So boy, you doing lose? You go in for some good pizza? All right. Well, they closed my steakhouse now. What the salt people? No, not Ditka's is closed too.
Wow.
But no, it was what's the salt? Not Morton's. Morton's is long gone from there. Lowry's.
Yeah, I was never out there yet.
Was it Lowry's? Yeah, Lowry's Steakhouse is gone. So yeah, hopefully it's a steak dinner, but let us know where you're going, Yoli. Yeah, throw him a little plug, maybe get you a discount. Here you go. Boo says most excited for Caleb just because of the hype and curiosity to see if he can hold up the bar. It's been set. And close second, Jenkins in a contract year.
Well, Jenkins got to stay healthy first.
Yeah. Up to Chicago, and they're going to a steakhouse. Okay, good.
Have a shot for me. Shot a fireball for me.
Get you a good birthday steak.
Like I said, I know Caleb's a big hype number one pick. I mean, look how the Panthers worked out with Bryce Young, but
different situation though, because you have to make Caleb's coming into a phenomenal situation.
Oh yeah, like I said, if Caleb cannot win with this team and get us in the playoffs, make at least 10-7 with the third easiest schedule, it's all but a bust for me. I don't care. Oh, he's in his rookie year. Do not care. It's not like he has no weapons. Look at what CJ Stroud did last year.
So question, if he wins 10 games in this, because obviously, we're obviously setting a high expectation for this rookie quarterback. Obviously, we're putting him in a pressure cooker with hard knocks. The expectation is that you will make the playoffs in your rookie year. I mean, that's a big pressure. So if he does that, are you sold on Caleb then?
If he gets 10 wins and we're just missed the playoffs.
Well, let's say we get a step further. Let's say it's 9 or 10 wins and miss the playoffs.
Wow.
9 wins would still be 2 more wins than the year previous.
I would
be improvement.
I wouldn't be, oh my God, Caleb's our savior. No. I'd be happier than what I think now, yes.
Okay. What if he throws for 4,000 yards and gets 9 wins?
And gets 9 wins?
Yep. But hits the 4,000 yard mark for the first time.
I don't care about the yards. I care about the wins as well.
Me too.
Yep.
Well, I'm just throwing some different scenarios out there. This morning on the morning show, we were talking about, the Lions. And now they're trying to compare their head coach, calling him Ditka 2.0, which just, come on.
Oh, you see that? Those stats are exactly. So this year, Lions are supposed to win the Super Bowl.
Well, but no, there's a difference. One of the 2 tight ends was a Hall of Famer. One of 2 of the tight ends revolutionized the tight end position. One of those 2 tight ends also was an assistant coach behind a Hall of Fame head coach. And
we had the best defense.
And the coach that wasn't any of those things is the guy in Detroit.
And we had the best defense overall by far.
Yeah. No, I mean, for them to call,
I know, but they do it because of the stats.
The stats are they wore the same number. They both played for the team they coached.
Yeah.
They were both played for the team they're coaching. They both wore the same jersey number. Both played the same position. Yeah. The first 2 years rebuild. The third year they lost to San Francisco in an NFC Championship game. Therein lies that ends it. That's all that they share in common.
Hey, so Detroit's going to win the Super Bowl this year,
according to Lions fans. But one was a Hall of Famer, the other one isn't. Right. One revolutionized his position on the field, the other didn't. The other one's coaching pedigree was to be an assistant coach under a Hall of Famer. The other one isn't. So, yeah, I know, but but that I think that's funny. But we were talking about that this morning, and Rob, Packer fan Rob, was saying, hey, this might be the best Bears team ever. I said, now look.
Whoa.
Yeah, and I said, the 85 Bears is the best Bears team ever, because of that defense. So this defense and that defense, no, they're not the same.
No comparison.
However, if this offense were to go off, let's say everything clicks, they fix that line, the offense goes off, and let's say this team goes off and wins 14 games this year in the Super Bowl, they would be in the conversation. because I would say this is probably the best offensive unit on paper we've ever seen for this team. And if they were to pop off for 14 wins in a Super Bowl championship, this would probably be the most balanced team we've ever seen. But they would then maybe at least be in the conversation with 85.
Yep.
But
well, the way they blew out teams though in 85, blew out teams.
And the offense doesn't get much credit for 85. They didn't have to do much, but they did put up points.
Plus, they only lost one that year.
Yeah, to Miami. Yeah.
So my favorite non-Bear quarterback, Dan Marino.
Good old Dan. So yeah, he may have not won a Super Bowl, but he protected the record. So that's why they love him in Miami.
Right.
But I mean, at that point, I would be like, okay, this current Bears team, I would be talking like Lions fans are. But that would have to happen. They'd have to win 14, 15 games and a Super Bowl. Like, finish the season 14-3, wipe everyone in the playoffs, win a Super Bowl. Okay, now you're in conversation for greatest Bears team ever. Lions fans, like, this is the greatest Lions team ever assembled. Well, of course, most of these guys who are saying that weren't alive in the 90s. I think the 93 Lions team is better than the current team. The Barry Sanders-led team had a better defense. But I mean, I just love that. And with Bears fans, we got to mitigate expectations too, because this offense, I've never seen us have three, you could say, legit wide receivers. We've had one, we've had two, I don't think we've ever been able to say 2.5 even. We've had two and like a good third down guy like Waddle.
Yeah.
Back in the day. But we never had and we didn't have this collection of skilled players between the receivers, the tight ends, and the running backs. We've never had it like.
When was the last Bear team they said they had two great tight ends?
06? No, it was just Dez, really. Who was the other tight end besides Desmond Clark?
Olsen? No,
Olsen. Yeah, no, Olsen.
Yeah.
Was it Olsen already? Or was Olsen the year after? They did share time together. I think Olsen was after. The 2010 season, I know they were both on the team. 06, I think, was before we got Olsen, if I remember correctly. But yeah, that would have been the closest thing. We had Des Clark and Greg Olsen together. That was probably, and then Mike Martz ruined all that. He didn't want, he didn't use the tight end, so he got rid of him.
Dumbest mistake to get rid of Olsen.
But even then, when we had the two tight ends, we didn't have the running back, a running back room like this and a wide receiving room like this. This is the best collection of weapons we've seen on the Bears offensively as a collective whole, I think, than ever. Even 85, you had Walter, you had Matt Suey, you had Willie Gault, Dennis Gentry, but Gentry wasn't like lights out. Gault was just speed.
Yeah.
I mean, McMahon was a pretty good quarterback as far as, he could throw the ball long, and he didn't have to be accurate. He just had to toss it, and Speedy Willie, catch up to it. But he would sail a lot of balls in the middle. I mean, he was rookie of the year. A lot of people forget that. McMahon was rookie of the year his rookie year, offensive rookie of the year. So I mean, he was a good quarterback, but the 85 offense wasn't that great. Now, if you look at 2006, that defense was stellar,
right?
But that offense was what, 15th, 16th in the league?
Pretty close.
So, oh my God, hey Sarah, long time no see.
Oh, Sarah, what's up, Sarah?
We haven't seen Sarah in a long time.
Long time Viking fan.
Yeah,
she knows her shit, ladies and gentlemen.
She knows her Vikings. So they're my outlier, right? I think most of us not Vikings fans. Even Sarah will tell us how she feels. I think they're the outlier in the NFC North. Like, they're the one team that could win 10 games or they could win 4.
Sarah, what do you think? How do you think the Vikings are going to work out this year? When's J.J. McCarthy going to start? There's my question for you.
Because isn't that the only...
And my second question will be, or third, how many yards is Aaron Jones going to have against Green Bay in both games?
So actually, I think there's two questions there for me. One, can Aaron Jones stay healthy the whole season? That's to knock Green Bay. All the Green Bay guys, he can't be healthy. So who cares that he went to Minnesota? And then for me, it's like, I think their only downside right now is the quarterback position. Like, that team is dangerous.
It's not like J.J. McCarthy can sit behind Sam Darnold.
Oh yeah, and
Sam Darnold only has to be good.
He doesn't have to be good. He has to be Kyle Orton. Well, I guess Kyle Orton was good. Yeah, he's got to be Kyle Orton. He's got to be neckbeard. He's got to channel that inner neckbeard. Be a game manager. He doesn't have to do anything flashy. He doesn't have to be Superman. Or he doesn't have to have that pressure like he had with the Jets. I mean, he just has to put the ball where they tell him to put the ball.
Yep.
If he can do that, they're going to win a lot of games. That defense is good. Okay, here's what Sarah says. Yep.
All right. I said
yeah,
week 6. I said week 6.
Which is close. Sarah, I'm saying they could win 10 games. I look at the schedule of all 4 teams, and I see 17 winnable games in everyone's schedule. 200 yards. He is a division killer. Yeah.
In Green Bay? Or is that?
Oh, yeah. And he'll do a Lambeau leap after a touchdown. I'll add that for Sarah. You know she's thinking it. He's going to do a Lambeau leap after he scores a touchdown for Minnesota. Watch.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't blame them. They did him dirty.
Yeah.
For them, it's their quarterback issue. And you know what? And look at J.J. McCarthy. He's walking into the second best situation a rookie quarterback has ever walked into. Caleb's walking into the best. And then, but J.J. Yeah, well, because of your quarterback position, that's why people think you might only win 3 to 5 games. Like, I think you guys could win 10 games.
I think everybody's thinking about 3 to 5 games because of the quarterback position.
It's quarterback. But if you guys get decent quarterback play, like, doesn't have to be your quarterback play doesn't have to blow anyone's doors off. They just have to be.
Hawkinson's got to stay healthy.
Yeah.
I think next to Sam Laporta, right now, if I had to pick the tight ends, Hawkinson and Laporta are probably the best in the NFC North. And Laporta he's only his second year. So if he doesn't have a sophomore slump and he has
Laporta's got to prove it to me. He's only for him, Laporta had a good rookie year, but I'm not ready to call him a top 2 guy in the division yet. You got to do 2 years. You got to give me at least 2 years of top level play to be considered a top guy.
Oof.
Greg, seriously, look, he's good. He had a great year last year. But, Komet's had a couple good years. Last year he had a career year, with an offense that couldn't do much. So that's why I have Komet in that situation. But for me, Minnesota, they got a great defense.
Yep. Great coach.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Offensively, they got weapons. Let's see. Flores probably has guys he handpicked, so I expect. I do too. I don't think people are like, but they lost a big time edge rusher with lots of sacks, and they added 2 others, one of them might be defensive rookie of the year, and Dallas Turner. He could be defensive rookie of the year
if he wants to play there.
He'll sign. Well, Caleb hasn't signed. Neither has Rome. They haven't signed their rookie deals yet.
Yep.
A lot of guys haven't. Some of that. Well, we don't like the CBA.
Daniels did. He signed his rookie contract.
There's quite a few rookie contracts that need to get signed, but look, if they're practicing, so it's for me, it's not an issue till it's an issue. I think they're going to be good. I think this division sends 3 to the playoffs. I have the Vikings being the odd man out this year. I don't think. Well, it's feasible to send 4. The whole division. Technically, you could send an entire division to the playoffs, but
NFC.
I don't
North
think that's
going to be
happen.
The best division in the NFC this year.
Yeah, and then the AFC North will probably be the best division in the AFC.
Yeah, maybe. I like that AFC South. That's going to be Houston. It's Jacksonville. It's going to be
Houston, Jacksonville, Indy.
Yep.
And then who's the 4th on that one?
Holy
Houston,
shit! Really?
Jacks, Indy. Well, we think with that, Sarah doesn't think they make the playoffs, so she thinks, we're probably. I could trust a QB who sees ghosts.
Tennessee.
Who's the fourth team? Tennessee, the Titans. Yeah, the Titans are kind of going to be a little bit of a question.
We're going to hammer them for week 1, though.
Week 1, we should hammer them. So,
but then we go back to play Houston Sunday night, week 2.
Yeah, that's going to be a good game. That's going to be a real good game. And see, that's just it. I mean, you look at the Vikings schedule, you look at the Bears, you look at the Packers, you look at the Lions. If you individually look at all 4 schedules, all 4 teams independently look at their schedule, right? Taking your fan base out of it, it's like shit. All 4 teams have 17 winnable games on their schedule. Usually, though, because you know how it is. Usually you look at the schedule and you're like, oh yeah, there's no way any of us are beating that guy. There's no game like that in the schedule.
Right.
I mean, even with like San Francisco, because like San Francisco, like when they beat the Lions and beat the Packers, 1-score games. It wasn't like they were blowouts. They were close, good, solid games. And we can play with those teams. So, I mean, the Vikings, it's interesting. I mean, they could win. This division is going to be interesting. But the Vikings are my outlier. They're just that team that's like, yeah, I mean, their first 5 games, I don't even know who they got their first 5. We don't even see a division game until week 11. They do have one earlier. 6 of our last 8 games are in the division, which I don't like. They get Green Bay, I think, early, which is good because
now they open up at the Giants.
No, but they get them early, like in the first 5 weeks.
Oh yeah, she said the first 5 weeks are going to be tough.
Yeah, who they got in the first 5 weeks?
They got the Giants week 1.
Okay, that's easy.
Let's see. Well, Minnesota or San Francisco week 2.
Well, that's not easy.
Houston week 3, but
That's
those 2 are in Minnesota. Then they play Green Bay and then Detroit. So I would say the first game is a lock.
But I mean, you got look at all 5 games are winnable though.
Right.
They're all like there's not any one of those games like they have no chance. They're all winnable games. Like San Francisco is completely winnable. Their defense suffered a lot of loss in personnel in the offseason. And you guys have a good defense. So Green Bay you can beat. You can beat Detroit. You can beat Houston.
We're not.
Or not. But I mean, I look at the Vegas guys going to give that game to Houston. But I mean, it's a winnable game. I don't think they get blown out. I think it's a 1-score game probably. Just unless they come out week 1 and let the Giants run all over them because Sam Darnold just wants to throw interceptions all day. And then they have to go to J.J. McCarthy in week 2 and he's not ready. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, I love those kinds of things. Oh, a team hasn't won here since 92, but none of those guys were on the 92 team. So, isn't it something that I always like when we bring those up? It's fun.
I was a sophomore in high school.
I was out of high school. I was in college.
No, 92?
Yeah.
Yeah, sophomore.
Yeah, I graduated in 91. But, yeah, Vikings is going to be interesting. At least you guys in the first 5 games get a couple division games. 6 of our last 8 are in the division.
Yep.
We have to wait till week freaking 11. Just ridiculous. But hey, at least the Minnesota's not hanging a banner anytime they win a division championship. So only Detroit does that. So I think Detroit's the one that, Detroit fans, we're going to win 14, 15 games. Like, guys, you're going to win 11. They didn't do anything. I mean, well, we didn't have to do anything. Yeah, so other teams can catch up to you. I don't see how they improved much in the offseason. They definitely on paper address needs, but Dan Gamble, Ditka 2.0. That's too freaking hilarious. But yes, sir, Lions fans are calling their coach Ditka 2.0. Yeah. I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
there we go.
I still think they're winning the division this year. I think it's going to be a fight till the end, but I think they're going to win over Green Bay 2 games. By 2 games in the end of the year.
This division is going to be pretty tight. I mean, I look at. I don't want to rule any team out from winning the division this year. They all have a legit shot.
Yep.
They all have a legit shot. This is now the black and blue division of old.
But we're only obviously our opinions only, but
yeah,
we don't have one. But
No.
somewhere we think this division is going to be the best in the NFC. There's somewhere we're going to be wrong. But
it's going to come down to the one thing we can't predict: injuries.
Yep.
What injuries are going to change the directions of teams? Like if they lose Aaron Jones early to an injury in Minnesota, how does that affect their offense? Or if they lose Hawkinson, or what happens if if they lose St. Brown in Detroit? I mean, they see he'd rather show how big balls are to take points, so they ain't doing nothing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hey, that's how I got the name, Dan Gamble. Yeah, I think it is too, Sarah. Though I think all four teams have a legit shot. Green Bay seems to think they're the cream of the crop, even though they're changing defensive schemes this year. And you keep telling Packer fans, like, guys, every team that changes their defensive scheme, it takes a full season for it to really take hold. They think they're going to be a top 10 defense this year with a new scheme and a new DC. I think their defense will be good as the season progresses. They'll get better, and they'll be a pretty good defense by the end of the season, which is when you want to be a good defense. And of course, they think Love is the best thing since sliced bread. So, and look at Packer fans. Can you blame them? Their last two quarterbacks turned out to be Hall of Famers. So, until proven otherwise, I guess I guess they can try to claim it. But I think its division, Sarah, is open. Like you said, I think it's pretty open. Because look, if the Bears fix the center position and can keep our quarterback on their feet and in the pocket delivering the football, this is a Bears offense that's designed to do a lot of damage. And the defense ain't too shabby either. She says the Vikings and Bears had the better defense in the division last year. Yeah?
Well, second half of the year for us.
Yeah. The Lions, so didn't they have the number one run defense, the Lions? Detroit, I think, had the number one run defense. But it's a wide open division. It really is. And it's unfortunately for Detroit, when they finally got good, so did everyone else. It took them 3 decades to get good, but when they got good, everyone else got good too. I mean, the Bears are on schedule. The Packers are ahead of schedule. And the Vikings, say what you want about Kwesi, but he's kept them relevant.
Yeah,
Kwesi finds a way.
They got screwed at that Cowboys game, though, because they would have had – the seeds would have been switched if they won that Dallas game.
Okay.
So
if the seeds are switched, do you think the Lions go to the Super Bowl last year?
Hard to say. Things could happen, but that one play screwed their season up against Dallas.
Because who did San Francisco get in the first playoff game? Green Bay. That means that they would have gotten Green Bay, right? Detroit would have gotten Green Bay.
Well, Green Bay won a playoff game.
So if Detroit had the number one seed, right, then they would have gotten Green Bay in the second playoff game. Ooh, that would have been fun.
Yeah.
That would have been fun. That would have been a hoot. The Packers, I mean, they're going to be good. I think they're ahead of schedule. I think they're going to have to pay their quarterback a truckload of money. And just, I mean, yeah, look at they should have won that game. They should kick the extra point, gone to overtime. They would have won that game.
But like I said, he had balls. He didn't want to go in overtime. He wanted to win the game. I understand he has that. Coaches have that choice, but they would have scored because he did report.
You know what, though? The 2 times it mattered the most, the 2 games where it mattered the most, Gamble took a sure win or a tie and cleared it away.
Yep.
Because he wanted to gamble.
I think it's good. I think injuries have come down with this schedule, but I'm interested in seeing this new kickoff rule. This might win games for teams that we're supposed to win or some lose. So you never know.
That's the other thing. That's an X factor, right? That we can't consider. That's what's so hard about. We'll pick a record. It's like, okay, well, how's this kickoff going to affect teams? And I think like when it comes in terms of the Bears, I think one of the things that people think about with the Bears is like you mentioned it, field position. We were terrible in it last year, but we've addressed that with this punter. That's going to change a lot of games.
Yep.
So between the kickoff rule and our now kicking ability, that's a game changer for Chicago.
Yep.
But like teams that you think, oh man, they're going to suck, they might win a game or two that normally we say there'd be no way in hell because of this kickoff rule. What wins games? Points. If you take the points and keep gambling, you're going to lose. Yeah, you're not wrong. He gave up points in the NFC Championship game. He gave up points in Dallas. I mean,
but Gamble was doing that all year.
He stuck to his guns. He was consistent.
Fake punts.
He was, but I mean, that would have been better though. Do a fake field goal on that Dallas on the third try. Just do a fake field goal, or even in the San Francisco game. Like everyone knew they were going for it because they lined up. Make it a fake field goal or a fake punt or something. Don't make it obvious. Like he should have run a gadget play versus a straight up offensive play. Like make it a fake punt. Make it a fake field goal.
From the 2-yard line, you could have gave it to Laporta. You're going to ran her up the middle with that offensive line.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, yeah. Do you remember how they were talking? Oh, my God. This is an offensive line. David Montgomery's going to go 5 yards before he gets touched. Obviously, that wasn't the case in Dallas.
Nope.
But this kickoff rule is going to change a lot.
Yeah, because you have to announce the players or the teams that you're going to do an onside kick now.
Yep. And if you kick it and there's a box, if you get it within the box, and you tackle them, great. If it goes into the end zone, it comes out, the 25 or 35, whatever it is. If it goes, though, if it lands in the box, within the box, right, and then it goes out of bounds at the 1, it's down at the 1. That's the way I understand it.
I don't know. That's just dumb.
I think you're going to see designed kick plays now for the first time ever. Yeah. You're going to see designed return plays for the first time ever. That's why Justin Fields makes a great example because he could run the ball or he could throw it to the other side as a quarterback. He knows how to throw the ball. He could throw it to a guy on the other side of the field and gone. I mean, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be fun to watch. And I'm wondering how much of it we're going to get a feel for in preseason.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We're going to see how we really like this in preseason.
Well, I don't think we'll really know until week 7 or 8 of the regular season.
I just want to see how it works out in preseason if I'm going to like this or not.
Yeah, I mean, we get an inkling.
I think there's going to be a lot more kickoff returns for touchdowns this year.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is, run right up the lane. I mean, what I was taught when I was on special teams too is stay in your lane. Well, it's kind of hard to do that all the time. Somebody's going to miss their lane and somebody's going to just run. And then these teams, they better get their punters in the tackling mode as well.
Good thing we got a big punter who's built like a linebacker.
Yep.
I mean, it's going to be. Look, it's Devin Hester was exciting for the league. We haven't had anything like that since Devin.
No.
This is a way for them to try to recapture that. I say you want Devin Hester to be back in the league, that kind of thing. Go back to the old rule because now they're saying for this injury.
Yeah.
Okay. I buy that argument as much as I believe Kirk Cousins is going to win a Super Bowl this year.
Oh, no.
Yeah, exactly.
He's going to use Kyle Pitts better than what
Ritter's
been doing.
Well, and he'll use Darnell Mooney. Darnell Mooney will have a resurgent season this year. The change of scenery and the new mindset will do him good. I think Mooney got mind fucked in Chicago.
Yeah, and then like I said, Justin Fields favored him. He favored him his first year.
Yeah, and then also he's not the one, and then he just couldn't wrap his head around.
I think Atlanta has a good offense, especially with Bichon. I mean, he had a great year last year, just like Jamar Gibbs too. But I'm excited to see how Kirk Cousins does in Atlanta with that offense as well. I mean, I think he had a better offense than Minnesota.
So who are you going to take to win that division, Atlanta or Tampa?
Whew. Wow.
I like Sarah's comment. Kirk and the Super Bowl don't go together. I like Baker a lot, so I'm going with Tampa.
If I had to pick now, Tampa.
And the Saints are a dark horse to do something.
Yep.
Because they just keep hanging around. But we're going to get into those. We'll get into some division picks as we get closer. You know, we're getting closer to our camp starting. It's been a real quiet news cycle last couple weeks. The Bears still have some money to sign something. I don't know if they're going to sign Ngakoue or wait till camp is in or draws closer to an end to see if other people are cut, or if we're going to go with the fifth rounder on the other side. Sarah says Kirk is going to do Kirk and choke when the game is on the line. But he's going to win free agency, Sarah. He always does.
Yipper.
Actually, Sarah, that's the other question. Were you pissed at the NFL's decision on the tampering for Cousins? I know a lot of the Viking fans are, we're going to get their first round pick right before the draft. They're going to have to give us their first round pick, and they're going to have to give us this, that, and they're getting a fifth round compensation pick.
And they were talking about tampering when they're with the Bears with Mooney too.
Oh wait, no, they're not getting anything.
No,
right? They're not getting anything. Atlanta's losing like a fifth rounder.
Yeah.
Minnesota got 0. So I'm wondering if Sarah's upset about that or not.
But like I said, they were talking about tampering with Mooney.
Yeah. And Saquon with the Eagles. Talk about tampering there. But they said there was no the Sheagles did no tampering.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's Eagles fans. Giants didn't have an offensive line. I'm like, do you follow Saquon? 2 non-contact injuries, and he had 1 against Chicago. So it's not all the offensive line. I know his legs are built like you wouldn't believe, like a horse, but non-contact injuries suck more than regular.
I love Sarah. Nope, Atlanta does a favor taking Kirk away.
Wow, that is she really likes Sam Darnold. Wow.
No, she really does dislike Kirk Cousins even last year. She's like, can't wait to get rid of this bum. Yeah. That has to be almost the quote of the night right there. I'm glad we don't got to pay that contract anymore. Yeah, now you pay your JJ or one of your JJs all that.
Yeah,
money.
I just hope JJ, Jefferson just got paid. He doesn't act like Randy Moss and says, "I'll play when I want to play."
It's going to be JJ to JJ by midseason.
Yep.
That's going to be interesting. They're going to be, they got some weapons, though. I mean, I'm looking forward to those games as we get to it. I'm looking forward to Camp Star. I'm looking forward to Hard Knocks because, hey, we'll have something to talk about football-wise. So there's some good things happening, Woody. Of course, though, you and I will have no opinion on any of this stuff.
Nope. No opinion on Chia Pet. Nope. None at all. Nope.
Mike and Mike might if they ever join us again.
Yeah.
Which I'm sure they will, but they're working.
Yep.
And Dan will have an opinion because we always know he's got a lot to say.
And he always agrees with me.
Yeah. So on that terrible final take, guys, we're going to call it a night here. Thank you for watching us in Hala. Tomorrow morning, Ken in the morning. And don't forget Sunday, 11 a.m. Central, noon Eastern for you Woody Sheagle time frame people. We'll be back here in Hallis Hall as we're getting close to the season. Everyone have a great 4th of July. Stay safe. Don't blow your hands off. And have some good barbecue. We'll see you guys Sunday. Bear down.
Bear down.
Packers suck.
This is a Huddle Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first. The daily podcasts are Ken and Ken in the Morning, Lions Talk with Smoking Jeremy B, Around the Indoor Football World, Shield TV, and The Big Football Show. The afternoon podcasts are Valhalla Hour, Brosef Sports, WCFL Dolphins Talk, The Cheap Seats, Bodkin Show, and Spirit of Detroit Podcast. The nightly podcasts are Hallis Hall Report, Frozen Tundra Network, Wrestling Roundup, Skull Gang 365, First and 10 with Foz, Prime Sports World, The Man Cave, Prim and Proper Sports, Spitballin' Podcast, Lions Fan Cave Chat, 313 Den Podcast, Puckett, The Guys Huddle, Main Event Football Show, Let's Talk Sports, The Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, and Off the Rails. Hope you enjoy all the shows and feel free to comment, like, share,